All right. Good night, everybody. All right, let me know if we are coming up on the different platforms and you're seeing this one. We're going to have an awesome night, just sharing on a few things. I'm sure this information will prove valuable to those watching on the other side. All right, we have a few persons coming on. We want to catch mostly Jamaicans on this tonight, persons who live here, and you have had questions about health. Not a health professional, and I always tell people I am a little preacher boy. I'm not a health professional, so I always go to the experts to ask the questions of them. And tonight, I believe we've been trying to hang on to so many different persons over the last couple of weeks just to give valuable information on the whole process of handling COVID 19. So, we're going to be doing this tonight, and we have a special guest who will be joining us shortly. And she is an expert in her field, over 15 years of experience. I'll go back to introducing her shortly. But let's just catch this teaser to see what kind of concerns people may have about vaccination. Tonight we're discussing to vaccinate or not, vaccinate or not. Share this with persons all over. If you can do me a favor and get this out to the hundreds from our church family, this would suffice rather than them missing this and watching it on the rebound. So let's go to a little bit of this, and then I'm going to have an awesome registered nurse who will fill us in on the imperatives, questions that we want answered, will be answered tonight. All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. What a great message from Pastor Maya. So thank you for being with us today. And we're going to segue over into something that many of you are interested in. And if you get a watch, shot to have the whole family here because they're all interested in this as well. So welcome, family, as we talk to Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. Dr. Tenpenny, are you there?
I am. Hello.
Hey, thanks for being here today on Daystar. I have watched many of your videos, and many of our viewers have sent your videos to me, and they have said, Joan, Dr. Tenpenny on it. And one of the people that has mentioned about Dr. Tenpenny is your mother, Jonathan.
Oh, wow.
Catherine Weiss has watched a lot of her videos. But if you would, for our audience today, Daystar goes into every country around the world, in all over America. Would you just give us a brief overview, if you will, of who you are and a little bit about your qualifications to talk about COVID-19?
Absolutely. And thank you so much for being here. It's just a God joy to me to be here. It really is. So my background is in my first career, I was in emergency medicine. I was board certified in emergency medicine and the director of a level 2 trauma center for almost 12 years. I moved to Cleveland in 1996 to open my integrative practice. I went to the National Vaccine Information Center meeting in Washington, D.C. in September of 2000. It was a flyer that came in the mail, sat on my kitchen counter for weeks, and it just seemed like I couldn't quite throw it away. So I was single at the time, and I said, well, there must be somebody there I'm supposed to meet. Well, as it turned out, it wasn't somebody, it was something. And I went down and I attended 4 days of that meeting, and I came home and said, how in the world did I miss this? I grew up in a chiropractic family. My grandfather, my father, 3 uncles and 2 cousins were chiropractors. That's the reason I wanted to become an osteopathic physician, was because I wanted to have that in my musculoskeletal medicine in my armamentarium. And after I came back from that meeting, I said, I should probably look into this. Well, I started with the CDC documents, the general recommendation of vaccination, which was the 1998 version. They come out with one of those every couple of years. And after I read it, I said, this can't possibly be it. This can't possibly be what this whole industry is built on. Maybe I ought to read a little more. And so that reading a little more has turned into more than 20 years. Actually, I'm going on 21 years. And well beyond 40,000 hours worth of personal research that I've done investigating problems associated with vaccines. You know, as a physician, we're taught that vaccines are safe, they're effective, they keep you from getting sick, they're harmless, and they're absolutely necessary. And after 20 years of study and more than 40,000 hours of research, I can honestly say that none of those premises are true.
So, Dr. Tenpenny, we've done, of course, shows with Robert Kennedy Jr. or with Dale Bigtree and other significant doctors that have talked about some of the information we need to know to be informed about vaccines. I wanted you to specifically address the COVID-19 vaccine and maybe talk a little bit about the mRNA, because a lot of people don't realize that the two vaccines that they're using are experimental and that they have the mRNA. Also, I'd like for you to touch on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine as well. And again, we're not telling people what they are to do. They have to do what they feel they need to do. And so we're trying to bring information. We're trying to bring truth. My only wish here is to help people, just as I know that's your feeling as well. I'm not paying you, you're not paying me, there's no pharmaceutical backing us. We're simply sharing the truth, especially with our audience, who many are Christians as well as you are.
Yes, well, it's a really important topic because it's on the head of everybody's mind these days. And all three of the shots are very important to talk about, and two of them are similar and one is very different. So the messenger RNA vaccine or messenger RNA shot is the one that's involved with the Pfizer shot and the Moderna shot. And both of them come to the market in about the same time, and they inject a small little piece of genetic material. Now, keep in mind that this type of injection has never been done before, ever. This is they've been trying to develop a coronavirus vaccine as far back as 2002, and they were never able to bring it to market because they could not prove safety. When they would inject the coronavirus experimental vaccines into animals, they would get re-exposed with the coronavirus and they would come either deathly sick or die. So the FDA said, you can't move this forward. And the articles talk about the fact the researchers said that we must proceed with great caution to move forward to develop a coronavirus vaccine in humans because of a process called antibody-dependent enhancement, which we can talk about in a minute. But this is an experimental vaccine. When you think about vaccines, most people have had their children vaccinated. They probably were vaccinated as a kid. I mean, up through 1985, there were only 3 different shots. Between 1991 is when they started ramping up the schedule to where now children get multiple doses of 16 or 17 different shots between birth and 18 years of age. They started ramping up the adult vaccination schedule in 2015. And so everybody is very familiar with the term vaccine. And I think that everybody thinks that vaccine are uniform and they're all the same, and that you just inject a little piece of viral material and a little piece of bacteria into the body, you develop an antibody and you're protected. Well, it's much more complex than that. And all of those previous shots.
All right. All right. So now you understand what we are dealing with. I'm sure nurse will be able to share some of that information with you as a practitioner in a Jamaican relatable way. That's not proper English, but she'll be able to relate to our Jamaican context. I have with me tonight Nurse Rushton. Nurse, you have a double barrel on your name. So we have Nurse, she's Henry Rushton. And Nurse has been in her practice for 15 years as a registered nurse and a midwife. She's the public health nurse for the last two and a half years for one of our clinics in the city of Portmore. So I just wanted to have a heart-to-heart talk with someone who was on the ground and who knows way better than we would know in this regard. I just set up that anticlimax a while ago, so I'll just push it right over to Nurse, and we will just welcome her in. All right, so let us now go to the big screen and give Nurse the screen. Hi, Nurse, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Wonderful. I am here. I just set up fire a while ago for you, but I'm sure
Yes.
yes, I'm sure you're a trained mind and you can manage. Nurse, just before we go, how did you get into nursing? What gave you your love for nursing? How did you get into?
Well, my mother is a nurse,
Oh, wow.
and
Oh,
I fell in love with it. I'm hearing a feedback with at your in your end though.
all right. I'll work at my feedback on my side.
All
All
right.
right.
So I just love taking care of people. I love seeing people smile.
Wow.
Um, and as a Christian, I do think that nursing is a ministry.
Wow, wow, wow. As a Christian, so this is a part of your faith. You're not getting any money from Bill Gates and the hullabaloo that's going on. Wow. All right, nurse. Thank you for spending the time with us. I know you work so hard and you would have spent much time today just serving people.
Mhm.
Can you just go on ahead and just give us a little information on what is a vaccine? I've heard it said, I'm not sick, so why should I be taking a vaccine?
That is why you should be taking a vaccine.
Exactly.
All right. Let's just start from the beginning. Why do we need vaccines? What are vaccines? Do they work? Do we need them? Um, we are all here. Most of us are only in existence right now because of vaccines, and I will explain why.
Wow.
All right. So a vaccine is pretty much until recently was pretty much a dead version of a germ
Dead
or
version
a
of a germ,
weakened version of a germ
of a germ.
being
Wow.
introduced into the body. All right, so the term vaccination, however, goes further because you have active immunization where it's either you get a vaccine or you have the disease.
Wow. Wow.
So, for example, I have received my immunization for chickenpox from one of my patients who gave me the disease.
Oh.
So, active immunization is pretty much either getting a vaccine or having been exposed to the disease yourself. With that said, does vaccines work? How many of us have seen polio in our lifetime?
Good question. Good one. Good one.
I'm sure your members in their 20s have never seen measles or mumps.
Wow. But we heard that we heard.
I know I saw it because I'm over 20.
Ah.
um, but your church members who are under the age of 20 or under the age of 30 actually, I can go far as back as that, have never seen measles or mumps
Wow.
if they have been only in Jamaica. They have never seen polio. We have None of us here have ever seen yellow fever.
Mm.
Our grandparents were given yellow fever vaccine, and we don't even have to get it unless we are traveling now because it's so low risk. Because Jamaica actually boasts one of the best immunization programs in the world,
Wow.
and
Wow.
proud to be a part of that program. Hence, we have not been. So some of our members, Trinidad, Haiti, they have yellow fever. America still have measles.
Mm.
There are countries still having polio. Why? Because immunization is not mandatory. So we have some set immunizations that so vaccines, I should say, that are on our schedule, and we do understand that when the child can't get to school, they can't go to university, we can't hold certain jobs if we're not immunized. And we actually made that law. I think it was 1986. I think. Um, so when in having the law, we could have gone ahead and ensured that our younger population would have been covered against these deadly diseases that are extremely vaccine preventable.
Yes.
Um, so there is a movement, and we have heard about anti-vaxxers who sometimes have good reasoning, but a lot of sometimes what they say is extremely baseless.
Yes.
So, for example, little over 10 years ago, there was a doctor that did a study that spoke to the link with autism and the measles vaccine. No, he lost his license because the information was not real.
Wow,
Um,
wow,
Half of Jamaica's population would have been autistic if that was the case.
wow, wow. And you see,
So it's
that's one of the reasons
baseless.
why you are sharing with us tonight. A lot of people, they're not honestly asking the questions, but they're making videos. You know, it's social media day now, so everybody pushing out a video, and they don't have the right information.
It is even so sad that about 3 years ago, there was a child who ended up in ICU because of tetanus in America.
Wow.
No, tetanus is a vaccine given by any person who knows how to give have a license to give an injection, right? No, mommy and daddy are anti-vaxxers, and I'm sure they got their shots as children. But mommy and daddy are anti-vaxxers, and child went into ICU because of tetanus. Hundreds of thousands of US dollars were spent to keep that child alive. And after the child recovered, they refused to give the child the vaccine.
Oh,
There's another lady who kissed her baby, gave her baby varicella or chickenpox virus or something according to that family of virus. She kissed the baby, the newborn baby, and that baby, or somebody kissed that baby with a vaccine preventable disease, and that baby died. It was a newborn baby. It was very popular in the news. That was more than 10 years too. And I was following the story, and last year I stumbled upon her Facebook page, and she's an anti-vaxxer. And I'm like, are these people serious?
wow. She kissed the baby,
Um,
and that happened.
so are these if it is that whoever kissed that baby had gotten immunized against this particular disease, the baby wouldn't have gotten it. As a matter of fact, if she was immunized against this particular disease and she was breastfeeding the baby could have gotten some amount of coverage from it. So breastfeeding is also a means of passive immunity. So remember, I spoke about active immunity,
Active immunity, and
which is
this is passive.
getting the vaccine or getting the disease. Now, passive immunity now is where mommy protects baby um by
Oh,
giving breastfeeding. So for example, if our babies, our mothers come in for postnatal clinic, 6 weeks clinic, we call it in Jamaica, and the mother did not get all of her measles shots, which is two. If she didn't get all of our measles shots or any history of getting all of our measles shots, we would just go ahead, with her permission, of course, and immunize mommy against measles because baby cannot get measles vaccine until baby is a year old. No, in covering mommy, we cover baby. So a simple thing like measles for a young baby or chickenpox for a young baby can eventually cause severe conditions. So, for example, for the measles, babies could get encephalitis, which means inflammation of the brain. You understand what I'm saying?
wow.
And the spinal cord. So that
This
could
is like a
actually
class tonight.
cause. So this could actually, so just simple measles, if a young baby gets it, have a brain inflammation, brain swells, baby could possibly die or be a vegetable.
Whoa.
No. So these are some of the reasons why we try to prevent a lot of these things.
Right. So
We have
vaccination
different
is.
types of vaccines for different reasons. And there's the third type of immunity now called herd immunity, which is what we are trying to achieve.
So take your time and teach us, nurse. Active
No, so we did
and
active
then
immunity,
passive,
which is
right?
getting the disease or being immunized. So mean you're exposed to the virus or the germ.
Right.
And there's passive immunity, and you can get passive immunity through breast milk. And it doesn't work for adults, please. All right. Passive immunity. So it's for the
That's
babies.
funny.
All right. And then there is herd immunity.
All right.
Now, herd immunity is what we'd like to achieve. So we know that vaccines that are not on the immunization schedule, such as the likes of a COVID-19 vaccine, is not necessarily mandatory. You have a choice.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
You cannot be forced to take it. So a lot of us Christians say, "Oh, yes, it's a mark of the beast." You are not forced to take it.
I've heard that one. We don't
Oh,
believe it for
I
one
have heard
second. We don't believe it
everything.
for one second, but I've heard it.
So yes, so you are not forced. All right, it's not mandatory in any shape, way, or form. No, the herd immunity. No, it's where a large amount of the population is already is immunized, and that protects the rest.
Wow, wow. So
So that would
active, passive,
protect
and
the
herd.
children who are too young to get the vaccine. That would protect person with a immunocompromised state, so their immune system is weak, otherwise weak. And that would also protect our anti-vaxxers. So we are protecting our anti-vaxxers. To God be the glory. All right. So in us being immunized, we protect the few that is not immunized. Because we would catch it, so they will have nobody to catch it from.
Wow, wow. Nurse, you're doing a very good job helping us. I'm sure a whole lot of persons are
Mhm.
watching, and by tomorrow morning, you'll hear persons saying that they saw you on this. Nurse, when I'm going to
Yeah.
Haiti, whenever we go to Haiti to do missionary
Mhm.
work, you cannot go into Haiti without getting vaccines here locally. So I've gotten the one for, I think it's the one, don't quote me on it, but some yellow fever and
Definitely.
yeah, about two or three of them. And there's a good doctor at our church. And,
Mhm.
she would give me a little bit of information. My body also
Mhm.
reacts to it. So they'll tell me
Mhm.
ahead of time, you'll have flu-like symptoms. You may feel a little cramping in your arm, but it doesn't mean that you're going to die. It means that when you go to Haiti and come back, you'll not be dead. In Haiti,
Exactly.
it's crazy. In Haiti, the people, some of them, they eat on the side of the roads. They make their pot there, same place where the bathroom is. It is terrible.
Mhm.
So I think for some persons who have been exposed, they would have a little better knowledge of what this is like to prevent something from happening. When you said that about how much it cost that person to be treated, that child that they had to give medical attention, millions of dollars. A lot of persons are not looking at the death toll. We have lost so many persons over the last couple of months. Uh, Thankfully, not here in Jamaica as much as in the United States and Italy. So this vaccine now could possibly save. I am convinced this vaccine could save many lives. We have been criticized. Whoever is talking about us, I don't pay it much mind. They're not people of great stature anyway. But my thing is, when you have that influence and authority over the pulpit and you're making up people's minds for them rather than giving them proper information, that could be a little tricky. One of my
Mhm.
pastor friends, he lost his mom. She lives in Greater
Mhm.
Portmore. She just contracted the COVID virus and he lost his mom. It was in such a short space of time.
Oh
Can,
yes.
right. So, can you speak specifically now to this particular COVID vaccination? The anti message that we heard a while ago was by someone saying vaccines don't work. And we know that is not true based on what you shared about polio and other things that would have been pervasive many years ago. But now we don't see them as much because of vaccination. So, outside of that, now, this specific one, there is said that this vaccine has some technology in it that will change us. We'll become monsters. I have been sent clips. I'm actually have a background in editing. So I've been sent clips with Bill Gates talking to saying he's going to fry the brains of the Christians. And I'm thinking to myself, how can you send me a clip like that? People can do so many things to just edit around. People are being driven astray. So I speak specifically to this vaccine. I know one of the concerns is that it is not FDA approved. It received emergency approval. So it's like we're still in a trial phase. people have natural fears. These are the ones we're talking to now. Those who have natural
Mm-hmm.
fears, who are not sure uh, what to do. So, could you speak to this particular vaccine or these
All right,
vaccines that
let
we're
me start
using?
with the trial phase. Um, our grandparents could speak to something as similar as this as it relates to the polio. Um, People are dying. Healthcare workers are dying.
Wow.
Um, there's a lot that is happening as relates to this thing. So they would have had to cut the red tape because some vaccines take years, minimum I think 2 years to be endorsed by the FDA. So that's why it was given the
Emergency
go ahead to go under emergency. All
authorization.
right. So that is why it was authorized. The vaccines are in the fourth stage of trials. Um, Most drugs that we are taking is in the fourth stage of trials.
That is interesting.
Drugs are always in trials.
Wow.
There's no drug that is not on trial because I think it was 2 years ago. I'm hypertensive, so I was taking a particular pill, and I was told by my doctor, "Oh, stop taking that pill; can cause cancer." Most of us know this other stomach pills, Antac, eh?
Right, right.
It was taken off the market and it has been on the market for years. So drugs have to stay on trial for the extent of its life to protect us.
Oh,
And
all right.
as soon as we realize that the cons outweigh the pros, then we'll have to remove it. So there is no drug that is untouchable.
I
So it
got
is on its fourth stage of trials. That's why they have different version of different medication all along, trying to improve on it as we go. Um, as it relates to COVID-19 vaccine, we do understand that coronavirus has been around for years. Remember this video pastor that was going around when COVID-19 just came out, where people were showing the back of their
That's what I,
Lysol bottle and say,
yes,
"Oh, it kills
that's what I was going
corona."
to allude to.
Um, Coronavirus is not new. The COVID-19 version, that was so the coronavirus that was identified in 2019, is called COVID-19.
Right.
Coronavirus, remember MERS and SARS,
Yes, yes, we remember those two, especially SARS.
those Asian diseases, those are coronaviruses.
Yes, that's good.
So there are coronaviruses that are identified every couple of years, as often as yearly or every 3 years. There is a marked difference in the mutation, I think, every 3 years. I think the last time I heard a zoologist speak was weekend. Yeah. And so it is very much here. It has very much been here, just like the flu is very much here. And I have to get my flu shot every single year because the flu mutates. COVID-19 mutates, and 19 is the newest version of the mutation. Um, so with that said, COVID-19 is nothing new, and our anti-vaccine doctor actually admitted that as far back as 2002, they were trying to make this vaccine. But we do understand as how healthcare and pharmaceuticals go. If it's not affecting the livelihood of the general population and our more affluent persons are not being affected by a particular disease, there will not be enough funding
Wow, wow.
to cause this thing to be pushed up, right? So if they had enough funding, if all the bureaucracy, red tape, um, has been removed and all of that, we would have had a coronavirus vaccine long ago, and that a vaccine that could mutate with the mutation, if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Um, So everybody is being affected. COVID-19 is no respect of persons. I've seen the rich die. I've not seen many die in person because I am not a hospital nurse. Um, However, I have every day put persons on quarantine from the most affluent to the meekest of our
Wow.
population.
Wow. Wow.
So the public health nurses are the ones with the power to put persons on home quarantine. So we signed those
So
documents.
you guys are the persons
Um,
we see at the clinic and when we get to the airport in the brown.
right, right.
Okay.
So we are the ones who would stop you to say, "Where is your yellow fever passport?" So
Yes.
people are like, "Oh, conspiracy! They're giving us COVID-19 passports because they're trying to control us. We have yellow fever passports for travel,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
and your
Yeah.
passport number is written on it."
Yeah. Yeah. If
I
if
went to about four. Uh-huh.
if I could have, I would have brought down mine from upstairs. You
Mhm.
do get that little thing for real, and you have to show it. If you don't have it, they won't let you into the country. You won't go into Haiti.
Right. So you will be quarantined at the airport by one of my colleagues, which are the nurses who wear the brown uniform.
Okay. All right.
All right. So I went to a few countries in the when was it? 2018 December. I went on a cruise. And when I came back, my colleague stopped me and my husband and asked us for our yellow fever passport.
Passport. Wow. Wow. Wow.
No, hence why we're giving you the COVID-19. When people call it passport, but it's an immunization booklet. All right.
Yes.
No, and it's a literal document that you can't duplicate either because all your information is on it. So it's yours. Your TRN is on it. All these things are on it. Without taking your information, we're putting it on your card. And we write up the card in your presence. All right. Um anyway, so getting back to the vaccine. So as I said to you, corona is nothing new. It's nothing new, and we all heard about SARS.
Right. Right.
So it's nothing new. There are versions of it that are mostly affected by mostly affect animals. There are versions that affect humans, and apparently there's a version that affect both now, right? But I honestly, from what I've been gathering, I still don't know what I don't still don't know if it came from animals for sure because I haven't seen where anybody said this animal turned into human.
Right. There's still
But
not a
I do know that it's
conclusive.
able to infect both. Still not conclusive, but it is. But if the coronavirus in general could have already infected humans back in the day, what's the difference now?
Right.
Because it's nothing new. All right. So with the technology, with different things, so we have. I'm gonna try to make it as simple as I can possibly can.
Thank you.
All right. So she spoke to mRNA and RNA and blah blah blah. Now vaccines are made in different ways. One thing, though, one myth I need to debunk is that we cannot get a disease from a vaccine.
Say that again, nurse. Hold on. Say that one more
We
time.
do not get the disease from the vaccine.
Wow. That's good.
All right. Why it is? Vaccines are usually made of usually. So I'm gonna get to the the mRNA, but I'm gonna talk about the technology from before because there is COVID-19 vaccines that still use the old technology. Now the so COVID-19 vaccines are usually made from not COVID-19, sorry. Vaccines are generally made from live viruses, but live attenuated. So attenuated mean it's a weakened version of the particular germ. So you
Right.
can't get the virus from it. And most vaccines are made from parts of the virus, but it's dead. So very few vaccines are actually made from live virus, but it's in such a weakened state, and it's very fragile, so it can't infect the person. Hence why you see that we keep vaccines on refrigerators and in igloos,
Understood.
because
Understood.
if a vaccine should surpass um 8 degrees Celsius for a prolonged period, it dies. It can't be used anymore. And
Mm.
how hot is our body?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
it can't stay alive in our body, right?
Wow.
Um, our body is always over 30 something degrees Celsius, and the vaccine cannot live above 8. What does that say?
Wow.
So we can't get the disease, and we have spoken to that. And we have told you about the two main types. Now, the mRNA is something that they have been trying to do for the longest while. I can't tell you how long, but it is something new and it's innovative. Now, we know about DNA and RNA. Well, I hope we learned those two words in high school.
We're familiar with DNA, especially.
Right. So for those of you who ended up doing biology in CXC, you'd have heard the RNA version of it. Now, the RNA is pretty much so DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. So it's pretty much our genetic makeup, right? So the
Right.
things that we get from mommy and daddy that makes us pretty much.
Mhm.
So it's pretty much our genetic blueprint. Get me?
We're following you, nurse. We're
All
listening. We're
right.
following you. Following you.
So the RNA is pretty much a molecule that is found in all living organisms, and viruses are living organisms also. So the M on the RNA is pretty much, it means messenger. So with this technology now, what it does, it attaches itself to our cells, and it sparks our cells to have an immune response. So it teaches this, pretty much instructs this our cells to make antibodies to kill something. How vaccines work in general, it's pretty much similar. We get exposed to this virus or this germ, and then our body forms an immune response. So when your body, so if inject any vaccine at all into the skin, um, for most times you'll have swelling and tenderness to the injection site. And I'm touching this side because this is where I got my COVID-19 vaccine a few days ago. All right.
Oh, okay.
So you may have pain and tenderness to the injection site, may have swelling to the injection site, may have fever to the injection site or to the body. Why? Now, when our body is exposed to something foreign, it sparks an immune response.
Say that again,
Um,
nurse. That's very important. Just say that part again.
when our body is exposed to something foreign, it sparks an immune response. So consider anything foreign as a criminal, and consider your immune system as the JDF and the
The
JCF.
guards. Yes. Yes.
So it's JDF, JCF security guards, the cadets, all of our security forces. And I had to mention different types. Why? Because we have different types of white blood cells that do different jobs.
All
So we
right.
have white blood cells that will pretty much shoot their antibodies at the germ. We have white blood cells that encapsulates germs. So we have white blood cells that do different types of jobs. However, something is foreign. So we heard that a criminal is down the road. So all the security forces would go down the road because that's where they need to catch the criminal,
Right.
right? So this foreign germ is injected in my arm, and what my body says, oh, something foreign is there, because there are little white blood cells patrolling, so they can find anything foreign. So oh, something foreign. So let me tell the immune system. Now the circulatory system send extra blood down there and extra fluid down there just in case they need it. And then the lymphatic system now, which is another type of plumbing that works along with the circulatory system, but it's totally different. So the lymphatic system sends the white blood cells and lymphatic fluid to the area. So everything down there now gets swollen. What causes the fever now? All the cells rush to the one area and they're fighting this thing. So it's going to get hot. So, for example, one person steps into a room, the room is cool. 40% step into the same room gets hot because a lot of people is in that same room and there's a lot of activities. So it's the same, can think of it as the same thing. Now, there's a lot of activity going on in my arm now. So my arm is a bit warm as compared to the rest of my body because I'm sparking an immune response.
All right.
So, for example, we take our babies to get vaccine. A lot of my mothers would say, all right, when nurse give you the injection, they're not going to give any more trouble for the rest of the day. Why you think that is? The baby spark an immune response. Baby probably can't say to you, say, Mommy, my joints hurting me. Mommy, my head hurting me. Mommy, they just keep
Ah,
quiet for the day because they're just feeling unwell
yes.
and for the next 24 hours. So mommy said, well, nurse, yes, man, nurse going to put you in under manners. No, you get the injection, so you're going to behave yourself. It's the same thing happening to the baby. That's why we give the babies Panadol. Same
Got
thing
you.
with us. All right. So vaccines, so no matter the technology, it works in the same way.
All right. Just pull up 1 second for me, nurse. I'm not sure if Joel is being mischievous, but Joel just commented, why is it that they always inject you in the left arm? I guess it's closer to the heart. Joel is
No,
clearly an anti-vaxxer, but if that
that's
has
fine.
any, the question is worth being answered. If you can take a shot at it.
All right. All right. So let me answer that question. So this is not a specific arm. Only one vaccine is given in a specific arm, and that's the
Okay.
BCG. Now, the
VCG.
BCG is one you get at birth that leaves a little scar on your right arm.
Ah, I
So that's
got
the
you.
one that fights against tuberculosis. Now, if we put it in the same place, instead of checking for immunization card, we can look at the arm to see where the scar is.
Right, right.
Um, However, the reason why the scar is there is because it's a type, so it's a type of vaccine and the way that particular germs behaves. It stays there, it encapsulates, it bursts out, and heals. That's how tuberculosis behaves in the lungs also.
Wow.
All right. So that leaves a scar. We give vaccines in any arm if it's not the BCG. And you're under 7 year over 7 years old, you would not have been eligible to get the BCG anyway. So we give vaccine in any arm. Since that we have been given the COVID-19 vaccine, and what we have asked the persons which arm is your dominant arm. Most persons use the right hand, so we would give the vaccine in the non-dominant hand because I can tell you my arm is a little bit sore
Yes,
and
yes.
I drive with my right hand, and I bear weight with my right hand, and I write with my right hand, and I inject my patients with my right hand. So I would prefer to get it in my left.
Understood, understood.
So when we are administering vaccines, if it is just one injection we are giving, we would generally, if it's not a child, we would generally ask, teenager or adult, we would generally ask, which hand is your dominant hand? And most persons use the right hand. So we would administer the vaccine in the left hand just because we are thinking about you and your comfort. It has nothing to do with the vaccine at all or the position of your heart. We are just being very caring and we are saying, oh, maybe I should give it in the other hand, seeing that they be using that hand. So we're just
Yes.
caring, Joel.
Wow. Oh, that's some that's deep. One person said, I believe this is the same Joel. Joel, this is the last question I'm taking from you. No more. Uh, why is it that people are taking the vaccine and dying from the vaccine? I don't know that that is true. I don't know that there's one single example of that. And then there might be other
Mhm.
things happening in people's body too that makes them reactive.
All right. In my years of administering vaccines in Jamaica, I have not seen anybody die from a vaccine, but you have coincidental deaths.
Right. Right.
No, initially when the vaccines were rolling out, you had a person who ended up with, well, not ended up, found out that she had an autoimmune condition. Generally, persons who are generally allergic to a lot more things. So you heard on the news that persons may have had allergic reactions to the vaccine. It was two persons that had rash. In 15 minutes, they were fine. But they were not surprised because they had expected it because they're usually allergic to a lot of things anyway.
I got you. I got you. I got you. All right, nurse. Is there any other piece of information you would
All
add
right.
to the wonderful
So
output
there,
you've given us
so
already?
according to what I, so what I've been, according to what my research is, and according to the training, because we have had extensive training on the vaccines, there is no nanoparticles. There's no tracking device. As a matter of fact, because I actually initially I was very suspicious when I saw syringes being made with tracking devices in there.
Wow.
Jamaica opted to get to use the syringes and needles that we already have.
Wow.
So the syringes and needles that we are using is the same ones that we give the babies with under our regular vaccination program. So we are not using any new needle or syringe.
So there's no tracking device in them.
No, the same ones that we have already had from before from we had those in storage for years now. So those are the same needles and syringes, that same brand that we have been using from the beginning of whenever we started using that brand.
Ah, wow.
Okay. The brand that we have, so the video you posted had the mRNA technology, which is a new technology, and that is in the Pfizer and the Moderna. And studies have shown that the Moderna has 95% efficacy, meaning it provides higher coverage than the one that we have now. The one that we have now, I think after you got the second dose, you get up to 90% coverage. And the good thing about this particular one is that it covers more than one strain of the COVID-19 virus.
Wow. Wow.
So as an immunizer, as an immunization officer, I am, I am pretty comfortable with the vaccine that we're administering. Hence why I got my vaccine on the first day it was being rolled out.
Wow. Wow.
And my side effects are the side effects that were listed, and we're okay. And when you're being immunized, your a health educator is there to educate you about this thing, because remember, it's informed consent. So you're informed, they're informed about the side effects, and you are given literature that you can take home and read on your own time. And if you come to the immunization officer and you have more questions, we are more than willing and patient to answer your questions. And the side effects that I received were the pain to the injection site. So into the injection site, I had a lot of general muscle aches. Like when you're getting over the flu, kind of muscle
Right.
aches.
Right.
I felt chills, and I felt weak. Not weak, I couldn't go to work. I went to work. I haven't missed work. But what I did was I ensured that I took my Panadol or acetaminophen or Tylenol, same drug. I ensured that I took it every 8 hours. And some people have seen no symptoms whatsoever. Some persons have symptoms up to 24 hours. I had mine 48 hours, and some people go up to 3 days, and that is expected. That is, so if it symptoms should go further than that, and everybody is furnished with a phone number, a working phone number, that
To
they
call.
can call in case anything, and that number is answered by one of our most senior medical or nursing staff. So way above my pay grade. Those persons would be more than willing to answer you at any time, day or night.
Wow. Wow. All right, nurse. Can we just take let's take two calls because nurse has been up with us for a long time. So 876-467-1527. And then we're going to release nurse. She has blessed us with way more time than we asked for originally. So just call and give us a sensible question, and we'll take it from there. So 876-467-1527. I need to grab my vaccination passport. You spoke about it and I didn't even know. I didn't even remember that I had one. So it's not something new. It has been around. All right. All right. We should have these phones ringing shortly. 876-467-1527. All right. And I just want to ask members of the celebration family, send this out to those who are around you. A lot of people are getting their information from WhatsApp. Persons who have already formed an opinion, and it's not an educated opinion or decision that they're making. We don't want to have dire consequences months from now because we did not furnish people with the right information. So let's all be careful. COVID 19 is killing people. For real, it's killing people. So let's work at that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's work at that.
And just to also state as Christians, even God give us choices. We choose whether or not we want to follow Him or not.
Oh, that's good.
Um,
I never
Pastor
looked
is
at
there
it
to
in
give
that
you the
way.
information. Yes, Pastor is there to give you the information about Christ, and he's available to ask any question, and he's more than willing to answer.
And you choose.
But it's up to you to decide to follow Christ.
Wow.
Um, I'm sure we get angry when the atheists say there is no God and trying to tell us what to do. So let us not, as Christians, tell somebody what to do because you could probably eventually cost someone their life.
Yeah, right. I don't like that
So
either. I don't like that either, nurse. People
you have
bullying
your
people.
yes. I heard it on a radio station the other day and I was so sad because it's especially persons who hold microphones, they should keep their personal perceptions
Opinion,
to
yes, yes,
themselves.
yes. I believe the same. I believe the same. All right. Let me see. All right. Somebody said, I too had to get yellow fever vaccine and malaria when I was going to Brazil. All right. Person's reactions vary. All right. All right. Let's take these two quick calls. Let me release nurse. Give you the number again. Somebody saying I'm very low, but the number is on the side. 467-1527. Remember 876 before? And you can ask your questions from there. Okay, they're hearing you. Somebody said it's free choice. It's free choice. All right. All right. All right. I'm hoping I have the right phone. I'm not sure what is happening. But, nurse, quickly, what I'm going to ask you to do, just as a person of faith, could you just breathe a word of prayer for those who are going through the crisis right now and just not sure what to do? And then we will call it a night here.
Okay, sir. Let us pray. The everlasting Father, maker of this world, we come before you tonight seeking answers because we all don't have all the answers.
Jesus, thank you.
Dear God, I'm asking you that you would calm the hearts of those who are worried.
Yes,
I'm
Lord.
asking that you would have us as a nation make the right decisions, dear God, that are beneficial to us. And let us not only think about ourselves, dear God, let us think about all the other persons who may not be able to guard themselves through these means. Let us protect ourselves that we can in turn protect them by just virtue of us not being ill. Help us, dear God, not to spread malicious messages. Help us to edify ourselves because, dear God, you said in your word, let us study to show ourselves approved. So let us take the extra effort to edify ourselves from reputable sources, dear God. And help us, dear God, to spread your love, dear God. And I'm praying, dear God, for the healthcare workers out there, Lord. We are tired, we are weary. But, dear God, we love what we do, dear God. And Lord, I'm asking you that you just Put an extra ounce of strength in us, dear Father. Help us to be willing to go on, dear God. Give us the tolerance, dear Father, even though we're tired, dear God.
Yes, Lord.
Help us, dear Father, to always be a shoulder for our clients and our family, dear God. I know it's hard and I know it's very heavy on us to hold, but dear God, I'm asking you to just help us to hold it a little bit longer. Help us as a nation, dear God, to just
Jesus.
live by the protocols, dear Father, and protect ourselves and protect others, dear God.
Yes,
Help
Lord.
us to just understand that this is only for a little time, dear God, and at the end of this, we will look back and know and see the mighty God we serve because He brought us through this.
Yes, Lord.
Help us, dear God, as a church in Jamaica, dear God, to just hold hands and bands together and forget about titles and forget
Yes,
about
Lord.
denominations, dear
Yes, Lord.
God, and help us to understand that
Yes,
we are here to serve your people, to serve God, dear Father, to have you shine through us, dear God.
Jesus.
Help us to live exemplary lives, dear God. Help us to not only have to open our mouths for others to
Jesus.
know that we
Yes,
are
Lord.
truly your children, but that they should know
Yes,
through
Lord.
the lives that we live, each
Jesus.
encounter that we have, dear God. Help us to understand that each
Jesus.
time we open our mouth, we are leaving a footprint, dear God, that could either deter someone from you or help them to usher themselves to
Yes,
you, dear
Lord.
God.
Yes, Lord.
Help us, dear Father, to just continue, dear Father, to just seek after you, dear God, and bind us, dear
Jesus.
God, together as a nation, dear God, with cords of
Yes,
love that
Jesus.
cannot be
Yes,
broken.
Jesus.
Bless our leaders at this time, dear God, because you know that they have a
Jesus.
mama's task on them right now, dear God. We know that they're getting bashing from left, right, and center, dear God. They are not
Jesus.
perfect, dear Lord.
Yes, Lord.
But,
Yes, Lord.
dear Lord, I'm asking you to just continue to pat them on the shoulder. Let them understand
Yes,
that they are
Lord.
doing a good
Yes,
job
Lord
and
Jesus.
just guide them, dear Father, to the next step, dear Lord. I pray that they listen to you, dear Father, for the
Yes,
next step that
Lord.
they should take.
Yes, Lord
Just
Jesus.
bless us, dear Jesus. And anything that I forget
Jesus.
to ask you, dear God, fail not to grant it unto us. In Jesus'
Thank you,
name,
Lord.
amen.
Amen. Amen. Wow. Nurse, you have a big heart. Thank you for being with us tonight. And we owe you
Yes, sir.
so much. You cannot find many medical doctors or personnel who will spend the time talking to people because everybody is so busy. But you have been doing it around the clock. You jumped out of a Zoom and waited for us tonight. So, Nurse, we'll make
Mm-hmm.
it up to you. Thank you so very much for being here. It was a
I think it
total
was my pleasure, sir.
it was a total blessing. Thank you, Nurse. Have a great night.
You too, sir. Good
Okay.
night.
Bless you, Nurse. Wow. 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 All right, everybody. You heard it from Nurse sharing with us. And when Nurse started talking, I was like, oh, but I have one of those things too. And Nurse spoke about the tetanus. I have the tetanus right here, the tetanus vaccine right here, and this other one, I can't even pronounce it. Uh, diphtheria. I can't even pronounce them. And the yellow fever one right here. So and this says World Health Organization. Some of us before now we had not heard about the World Health Organization or taken notice of them. But I was thinking I had my international certificate of vaccination and I could not go through the airports unless I had one of these things. I've heard persons saying several things, and I just want to say a few of them to you right now. I have heard our bodies are strong enough and were built to prevent diseases. We had a lot of persons who believed God, who ate right, who did the right things, and then they still died. We don't want to have those death tolls in the United States that they had a few months ago. We don't want to have those death tolls. So I'm just appealing to you. We were doing this tonight for our church. We're doing it for the church. But then I thought, you know what happened? Let's throw it out there. because I went out on the road today and I heard a lady saying, I heard that you're one of the pastors giving out vaccines, and I wasn't even daunted because people can go out there and say anything that they want to say. Some person is online spreading rumors. We have sold ourselves out to the devil. We are getting money. Oh, please, getting which money? You should give me some tomorrow. You should give me some tomorrow. I definitely need some money. Don't give me little money. Give me big money. Like give me a few $1 million. Give me some like yeah, like 1,000 US a piece. Just give me some big money. Don't do that. Do not do that. I'm not going to even tell you that hurts. I'm going to tell you I don't care. And the reason is when you see people just drop in, dying, people you knew yesterday, you will not see them again. We have to sit and ask ourselves honest questions. We have to sit and ask ourselves honest questions. People are so mischievous today. I guess they were always mischievous, but now the internet has made it worse. People are so mischievous today. You may have your hang-ups or your questions, and and please, I don't want you or some of you having conversations online, going back and forth with some of the persons. I don't even think this is the right forum for it because texts don't really give us tones, and sometimes some of us, I don't know, we either forget or our English teacher did a very poor job, so our punctuations can throw conversations or simple fragments a whole different way. What I want you to do is to make an informed decision. Somebody said the prime minister and his family needs to take it, and then I will trust it. It would be good to see the prime minister taking it. I also want to say if the prime minister took it tomorrow morning, then you would hear the anti-message. Why politicians are first. You heard that a few weeks ago. All right. So, guys, I don't know. Mr. Prime Minister, you should come on. Mr. Prime Minister, you should come on. And members of parliament who watch these live streams, tell Mr. Prime, he's so busy. But if he has the time, you should tell Mr. Prime Minister, I'm asking him for 10 minutes. All right. Minister of Health, been so busy, but ask him for a few minutes. Prophet Ryan, you're a very influential man. All right. Tell Dr. Tufton, give me a few minutes. I wanted to be informed. These are our elderlies. And guys, I'm not a medical doctor. I've never gone to med school. I've never been a registered nurse. I've never gone to school for it. So you see what I did? I threw the screen. Also could not get my screen up tonight. That was one of the things. But I threw my screen over to someone who watched this, studied this, and then has been administering this for 15 years. And I kept my big mouth shut because if you're looking for the answers, you have to ask the questions honestly, and then you have to just shut up. So we're still searching. That's why I was able to show you the clip before. And you can refer to that clip on Daystar's YouTube channel. Daystar Network has a YouTube channel, and it's called Shots in the Dark. And this is an anti-vaxxer saying why she would not take the vaccine, will not take the vaccine. So you weigh the information together, both of them, so that you can achieve a quality decision. And if you choose not to, then so let it be. My little thing is, I'm both ways. Number one, what if this thing that is in its fourth trial reveals something unpleasant a few months from now? A nurse told us tonight something that you cannot get a disease from a vaccine. So that's something for us to go and look into tonight. All right, but can there be other repercussions from the vaccine? honestly ask the questions and the answers will come up. My more prominent question is, what if we do nothing right now? All right, there we're not talking about tithes and offering. No, we'll talk about it another time. All right, thank you for your kindness, but just stay with me a little bit on this. What if we don't do anything? If we don't do anything and people just start dying, start dropping all around the place, what's going to happen? And remember, when this thing hit America recently, black people were dying more than white people. Low income earners were dying more than those that had the money. Are we just going to sit, man, and just watch a generation die? If the videos you're sending about Christians getting a vaccine from Bill Gates to take out the fanaticism out of their brain, I wanted to know the Holy Ghost that I got, a vaccine can't take it out. And if they're going to give me the mark of the beast, I think they would be doing it maybe in my right arm or somewhere like that. I didn't know they would be putting it over in my top arm, right or left. I don't want to go there. The reason why we did this tonight, send it to my grandmas in the church. Send it to Sister Grizzle. Send it to Sister Bernice. Some of you young ladies, go watch it with Mama. Some of you men, share the videos. Your family, let them watch it. This was the beginning of our home conversation tonight. We are talking together. We're sharing information together. You don't have to form perspective in one night. Nobody's forcing you to form perspective. But please don't be mischievous and malicious, because God forbid, and I'm saying God forbid, but you could also die. You could also die because of your ignorance. So you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. Let us shut up on the medicine. Let's shut up on the medicine. Let's preach Bible. Let's preach good eschatology because we studied our Bible. And let's shut up on the medicine. We're not nurses. And let's rename them when we're through and call this part 3. So just put me back out there. Part 3. All right. Let me see when this. All right. Let me know. Just let me know. Let me know. Let me know when we're back up again. Mm-hmm. All right. We lost signal, but we are back up again. All right. Good. So again, I'm asking, let us over the next couple of months seek the answers and seek them from the right persons. Don't seek them from any and anybody. Seek them from persons who are trained in this regard. And those who are giving trouble and not honestly asking questions, you should stop. I believe that some of you, I was wondering, why didn't some of you call when Nurse was on? Yeah, I wanted to hear you ask real questions. All right. All right. All right. What is the difference with the hand? You're asking me too late. You're asking me too late. It was answered before, and I'm not going to go into that. I'm not a medical person. I am trying to get information for people just like I'm trying to get for myself. We love life and we want to see you living happy. At least I want to see you happy and alive. All right. You can call 876 and let's talk. I have the church's phone here. Let's talk a little bit. It's just that I won't be able to answer many of your questions because I don't venture into things that are too lofty for me. All right. So call me and let's talk. I want to hear from you, especially those I pastor. I want to hear from you. I'm concerned about you. That's why I told you a few weeks ago, don't come to church. We won't die. Do not come to church. I love you too much to tell you to come. All right, we'll pay the bills after, we'll hug again after, get in the Holy Ghost after, but I love you too much to tell you to come to church now. Don't come. Stay home. Stay home and do the right things at home. Have fun. When it's work time, do work. Stuff like that. Things like that, man. All right. Let me hear this phone ringing tonight and let's talk. All right. London, you're up with me. That's good to know. All right. All right. And guys, didn't Pastor Sharon do an awesome job this morning? Pastor did an awesome job. I was just totally out of it. So it's good to know that somebody can pick up when I can't go. All right. We had a call out of Connecticut a while ago. All right. Just let me know if you've seen the numbers. All right. Let's get these numbers out. Right. So we had a call out of Connecticut, but I want to hear from you. Want to hear from you just a little bit. I should be looking over there. I keep on looking over there. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Should just set up the monitor right on top of that thing and be looking straight over at you. All right. It was great to have this information, but there is nothing wrong with consulting the Holy Ghost. Of course, please, 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 please. Please. That's what we're saying. We want you to make informed decisions, and the Lord will help you to make the decisions. All right? Nobody pushing anything down your throat. I'm just not going to be one of those pastors telling you, take off your mask, go out there, catch virus, people sneeze, or people touch stuff, and then when you die, what do I say? When you die, what do I say? What do I tell your family members? Some of you don't even write wills and stuff like that. What you going? Don't come on. This thing must stop. Stay and work a little bit longer. Establish your family before you go. Half of what they're teaching you now in the church, it doesn't make any sense. Can you use it? Can it help you tomorrow in your daily living? It is not good message of salvation. It is who is all behind you. It is who is come. Be careful. Be careful. They never tell you to go back to school. They never tell you to educate yourself. You were jumping barefooted in the sanctuary 50 years ago. You're still the same way now. You're just not jumping that. Come on. Don't do that with me. All right? I don't want that kind of churchy stuff. And me and God, we just run our own show. So I don't want to get into the politics of who is doing what for me to make a decision on what is right. No, let's not do that. All right, I'm convinced maybe they gave me the wrong phone or something, because this is not like this phone not to ring. So I'm not sure what is happening. All right, people must learn to trust God. All right, can't learn to trust God too. You can't listen, guys. You can't faith it out. You can faith it out. You can faith it out. You can believe God. You can fast. You can say, I'm not going to take this thing. You can't do that. That is, and I'm not being sarcastic. You can do that too. That is a way. Please just make sure, though, you are being led of the Holy Ghost. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've seen people just faith it out for other things and it worked. And I've seen people faith it out and died. Yeah, I've seen people who said, I'm not taking chemo, and they lived. God gave them a miracle. No radiation, gave them a miracle. I'm going to change my diet, and they got a miracle. And then your little pastor here, I have buried several persons who died of cancer. Were you there beside me? Were you there beside me when some of them could not even say bye to their family? No. So even today, when they come for counseling, I pray. If I receive a word from the Lord, I minister that word from the Lord to them. I'm very careful to prophesy certain things, because you don't want to be giving self to people. You don't want to be giving self to people. So what I do, I pray for them, and then I send them over to their doctors and I call them. I did that as recent as yesterday or day before. What has your doctor said? When will the treatment start? Keep on coming. Believe in God. We'll be praying for you and pray with the person. Believe God with them. If they want to come, they can come and cry. They can come and cry. Those couples know they can call me. I will let them in. They sit in the chair and they cry and they weep. They have real fears. We're going to believe God. This is what we're going to do. We're not going to trust this. We're going to trust Him. Fine. All of that is okay. But it is not my job to tell them what to do concerning their bodies or their families. I pray, I release the word, and then I leave that to them. All right? All right. Yeah, we're going to call it, should we call it a night? I agree with you to faith without profit. No, I didn't tell you I was going. I have faith anyways. Even when I'm going to the doctors, I have faith. I'm just saying there are some schools, real holy, the Pentecostal holiness, the John Doe people, them who will say, we need no nurses, no doctors, and it worked. For some, it worked. So I'm not telling you that's my disposition. You know me, I'll have one hand laying on you and the next hand calling 911. So that's that. All right. I don't have no soundtracks, no, not. We're not singing tonight. We were just having a little discussion. I want to generate some level of conversation, so that's why I'm soliciting the calls. If you're, all right, I'm sure you're hearing me because you repeated "faith it out." Let's call the number. Let me check if this is the right number, by the way, because I'm almost convinced it may be some other number. All right. How do you even do this again? Yes, the right number. Ooh, it's the right number. All right. What do you think about the vaccine, sir? And I'll ask you which one of them. Which one of them? If you want my honest heart of hearts, I would tell you, my honest heart of hearts, if I have a choice in this whole matter right now, and I believe we do, but I mean in how things are happening, maybe the Johnson and Johnson because it's a trusted brand, or something from Cuba. I would love something from Cuba. I guess that's where my faith is. All right. And it's not because of conspiracy. It's just brand allegiance, We have read all these things about Johnson and Johnson from the Great Depression coming down. They have been a trusted brand. Somebody's asking about the AstraZeneca. I don't know. I believe it is something how a few countries banned it from being used to treat their people. It could be out of an abundance of caution. It could also be politics. We don't know yet. But it's information that is being generated and it is coming from authentic, 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 authentic sources. Lord have mercy. I got it out. All right. So, yeah, I don't like the sound of that too much. You watch commercials all the time and hear these are the side effects of the drugs. It could cause clotting. And then I would be like, no, man, the side effects sound like way worse than the actual problem. So, I mean, yeah, I don't like the sound of that. And I believe that is like throwing water on this whole conversation of getting people to go out and take the vaccines. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I honestly have my doubts about that. But that's why we keep reading. Every day we keep reading. I read the Bible first. I'll give you a little secret. I read the Bible. I listen to Pastor John Hagee. And I also listen in Spanish. I listen to a message in Spanish every morning to boost my fluidity in that language. So I listen to Pastor Juan Harrigan every morning. That's what I do when I get, yeah. So I share your sentiments regarding Johnson's and Johnson. Yeah. And if you don't share the sentiments, I mean, it's totally up to you. It's what you feel, and that is that God have the say in this matter. God has the say in this matter. Right. God has the say in this matter. All right. Anything else? Why am I not on YouTube? Why am I just over on my page? I'm a little bit selfish tonight, but this is where I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out at my page. All right. All right. All right. All right. Okay. Oh, we have a big crowd up. What are you guys doing up so late? It's 11 minutes past 10. So, those of you that are helping me on this stream tonight, you're going to go back and call them 1, 2, and 3 because we're up on our third stream right now. I'm just chilling with you. Maybe because I slept already. So I'm just chilling with you. All right. Somebody's talking about a shock that is a common reaction. That's what's causing the death from the vaccine. Okay. I just don't know for sure if people are dying from it, and I don't want to get over there unless we have the what you can do. You trusted source, New York Post, Washington Tribune, Jamaica Gleaner, Jamaica Observer, whatever your paper is, Miami Tribune. Put the thing under it so people can go to source for themselves and they can see an actual thing reported. So if you know of those situations, just do that for me. London day at 3:11 in London. All right. I'm up because I'm not too long in from work. All right. All right. Let's try these numbers. London, try this number for me. Let me see what's happening. 876-467-1527. All right. Let me get that from Lady Marjorie tonight and see what's happening. All right, Mass is up with us tonight. Tell me where you're watching from in the world. Tell me where in the world it is that you are watching us from tonight. I hope I got to many of my people, those I passed in the local church. All right. All right. Yeah, I didn't even know there was a Monterey College. I'm not even sure what to say about that. All right. Yeah, maybe you want to be careful and just wait it out a little while. I honestly believe if we all wait it out a little while, then things will get better. But people just don't want to stay in. Waterford, Trelawney, Miramar, Citano, Jamaica, Portmore, Kingston, Paradise, British Columbia, Jamaica. Y'all going so fast. Clarendon, home sweet home. Where's home sweet home? Oh, Lady Marjorie.
Yes, sir.
How are you? All right, turn down your stream for me.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Woman of God, what you thought about the conversation tonight? I know you are very curious like me too, and you want to be cautious. What about the conversation?
It's a good conversation. I like the way it's going. I
Yeah.
just don't like the way people are being mischievous, though.
People are being?
Mischievous.
Yeah, they're being mischievous. If if it was honest questions about this whole thing, I could understand. We have had our honest questions, but yeah, I just want the real information so that we can make a decision from. Because I understand that we don't just want to put anything in our bodies. You and I are just like that too. But yeah, it's working. All right, woman of God, thank you for testing the phone. I'm not sure. Generally, when we're talking about prayer and prophecy, the phone rings off the hook. I'm not sure what's happening tonight. Yes, sir. All right, woman of God.
All right, sir.
Thank you for being my friend in life. Bless you.
Bless you.
All right, Lady
Bye.
Marjorie. Bye bye. Yeah, see if I can get this there. All right, the rest of your call, I want to talk to you. All right, want to talk to you. Yeah, it's okay for people to be confused. We're generally confused. It's when your leaders cannot present you the right information or take it to the people who can give it to you. And they themselves start giving you information that they're not trained to give it. That's when the problem starts. Montserrat, call me from Montserrat. Call me from Montserrat. Let's hear from you. I've never been to Montserrat before. All right. Somebody said my parish. That's such a smart answer. My parish. All right. Okie doke. Mona is on. There's a question I missed earlier. How do I get back that question? All right. Auntie Andrea, go back over that question. It can be a hard decision to make. All right. That's Texas. It can be. All right. Yeah. Someone else is saying COVID vaccine is not good. COVID vaccine is not good. uh, we are the experiment at this moment. And that's what the lady said on the Daystar. Hing Esther, what are you suggesting, though? And I mean that I'm not being sarcastic. People are dying left, right, and center. What is your suggestion? Give me your suggestion in light of what's happening. All right. Let me tip this down a little bit. Yeah, give me your honest. I'm asking honestly. Give me your what will do it. You're saying, my dear, it is not safe. What do people do? Pleasant good night. This is Deaconess. Deaconess. All right. You see, I still know you guys' number. All right.
Good night. Just want to add my little bit here.
Yes, ma'am.
I had the vaccine on Wednesday
And
of last week.
is it because you're a nurse that you just went and had it?
Huh?
Is it that because you're a nurse that you just went and just had it?
No, no. Yeah, well,
Yes,
yes,
and yes.
I am, but we had to. Well, we had appointments. Persons were given the when to do it.
Right.
But anyway, I had it done, and so far I have not been. I don't know what the side effects are. I have not been having any side effects, and I felt great. You know, when you do the vaccine, you have to sit and be monitored for a while. But I was standing, and the person said to me that did the vaccine said to me that gave me the vaccine said I'm supposed to be sitting. I said I'm fine, I'm okay, you know, because
Wow.
what I did, I trust my daddy, and I said, God, you said even if I take things in my body that I should not have, it will not harm me.
Uh-oh.
So I went standing on the word,
Yeah, I've
right?
never thought about that scripture. You just opened my eyes to something. That's deep. That's deep what you just
I
said. That's just deep. That's
yes,
just deep right there. That
I went.
that hold on one second, woman of God. I'm the preacher, but you just give me a prayer point a while ago. That's deep. That's deep. Even if you take deadly things in your body, they shall not harm you. And you're not doing it in a presumptuous way.
No.
Wow. Wow. Keep going,
So
woman of God. Keep going. That blessed me that you just said. I'm just telling you. It blessed me.
so I prayed myself up. I said, God, your blood run through my veins, and it's royal blood, and I'm going to do this vaccine, right? So if there is anything that will cause side effects or whatever it is that will go against my health,
Mm-hmm.
remove it.
Wow.
Remove it.
Wow.
Because I am carrying your royal blood in my bloodline. It's there, you know,
Wow.
and I prayed myself up, and I said, you have not given me spirit of fear. You said power, love, and a sound mind. So I'm going in with my mind very sound, and I'm going in with the power that you have given me. Satan have no effect on me with the spirit of fear. I charge myself before I go.
Wow. All right, preacher. All right, preacher. All right, woman of God. Thanks for talking, Deaconess. Love you. Love
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Bless
Thank you.
you. Bless you. Bless you. Miss Casanova saw what you just said a while ago. That is interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, just like a young lady wondering, should I be using this contraceptive? Can this stop me from becoming pregnant? Uh, People have honest reservations, because there is so much we still don't know. That is the angle that if I grapple with anything, that is the angle it's coming from. That we are still in trial. And the person said before, uh, some in the interview, the lady actually said, "We are the guinea pigs. We are the guinea pigs." I mean, they would have had trials on humans before, but in a sense, it's really been tried out on us. So, yeah, yeah, Miss Francis, honest reservations. What if? What if? You know that, and that's okay. That's okay. And that's what we take to prayer. That is what we take to prayer. But again, for those of you watching, here's my WHO thing that takes me into Haiti. Yeah, when we go over Haiti, man, we see crisis proportions over there. Uh, Unsanitary. Listen, man, people are suffer over Haiti. All to them and I link me from Haiti. I say, boy, what you can do for me? What the people them over Jamaica can do for me? I got two messages like that from Haiti today. I meet people in the hotel lobby who say, I just want to get out. People are suffering, guys. And if you see the unsanitary conditions, yeah, man, it's tough. All right. Somebody says, sir, I've heard of ladies who got pregnant after the vaccine. Well, they did some work pretty fast. That was quick. Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore.
Hi, good night.
All right, 1 second. Hold 1 second for me. Somebody saying I suggest you build your immune system and wait for the right vaccine, as I am from Cuba. All right. I will share with you guys a video that from specialist. All right, put it there. Put it there. All right, that's honest. Please share it right here. I'm asking you to share it right here. That's good, woman of God. We're on our right route. So she's saying, I suggest we build our immune systems and wait for the right vaccine to come from Cuba. Wonderful. All right. Who do we have online?
My name is Donna DeClary. I'm calling from New Jersey.
All right. Talk to us. Talk to us. Nice to have you on.
Okay, so my take on the vaccine, I have received both doses, and it's my job. If I was able to work from home, maybe I would think twice about it. But the kind of job I'm in, I've seen staff died, I've seen consumers died, I've seen numerous people that died from COVID,
Wow.
and I know it's real.
Wow. Wow.
A few days before Christmas, one of the staff brought it in the facility. After she brought it in the facility, a lot of the staff did not want to come in. I ended up work 14, 16 hours shift per day with all COVID clients. And during that time, I never got it. I wore all my PPE. I did everything. And once I was able to be vaccinated, I did. Because it's not only for my safety, but the others. And in Jamaica, I kind of understand that people want to hold off on taking it. But maybe because they're getting it from overseas, I'm not sure. But I think it will take some time for everybody to have more research done about it and stuff for them to take it.
All
But
right.
maybe if I was living in Jamaica, I don't think I would take it.
Understood. And that's just you being honest. Wow. Thank you so very
Yes,
much.
but
This is so good. This is so good. Thank you so very much.
okay, you're welcome, and I like listening to you, and I do follow you on Facebook. I'm
Oh
gonna
my
go back
gosh.
on your live. God bless
Thank you
you.
so much. Bless your heart. Good, good. All right, thank you. All right, guys, that's how we talk. That's how we talk. We just be honest. Somebody saying I have videos. All right, but back up again. All right, someone is saying I have some videos of doctors from different countries advising us not to take it. All right, different schools of thought. Different schools of thought. All right. I wish I had one of my Rastafarian friends tonight to help us. Good night. How are you? Hello.
Good evening, Pastor. How are you doing?
I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. Can you mute your device that you're listening from? I can hear your feedback in the background.
Okay.
All right, hearing you clear now. Good, good.
Yeah. Yes, you're doing a magnificent job, Pastor.
I try. I try.
Yeah. Yes, my wife lie down here while listening to you.
Whoa. All right. All
I must
right.
tell you that we caught the COVID virus now.
Wow, wow, wow. Going
Yes,
through it
we
now, or
caught
you
it.
passed through your
But
incubation already?
yes, we did know. Well, I haven't taken the vaccine as yet, but
No, no. When I say the incubation, I mean you
she
pass.
did one.
Just asking if you passed through your 14 days as yet. Your 14 days over? Oh, long time.
Yes,
Okay,
Pastor. I
you
did.
have
I
come over it.
passed it
Thank God.
forward. We had it like about a month and change ago.
Ah, wow, wow, wow. God is good. God is good. Many passed off, and
Yes,
you are
God is
still
good.
here.
I must tell you this. I honestly didn't feel like I had it. My wife was forcing me to go and do the test. And I was telling her that I don't think I have it. And so go and do the test. And when I did, because she had it. And when I did, I was positive.
Wow, it
You know,
was
and
confirmed.
honestly, all I had was a little cough. She had like cough, lost an appetite, lost her taste. She had it worse than me, you know.
Wow, cushion,
But
cushion.
she went
God
She
cushioned
went
you, sir.
recently and she took the one of the shots. She got her shot on Friday, her
Ah,
vaccine shot,
all right.
and she had a severe headache last night.
So she's reacting to it. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she had a serious headache last night, and you know the spot where you got that joke, it's still tender, but the headache is off now. So I don't think it's anything for us to be afraid of. As I said to her before, you take that you just pray it, you just pray, just ask God to to cover you under your blood, under His blood, and I think that will work.
Wow, wow. You're helping us tonight, sir. Thanks for adding your voice to the conversation. God bless you. And greet wife for me. Greet her, sir.
Okay, it was nice listening to you, Pastor. We always listen. Matter of
Oh,
fact, my wife doesn't go to sleep anytime you're on the air. She
oh,
listens to you
have
until you're
mercy
out,
on
until
me,
you're over.
Lord. All right. I'll come on at earlier times. Bless you, sir. Good, good.
Yes, well, okay then, Pastor. Thank you very
All
much.
right, sir. Good, good. Yes, sir.
Thanks for listening to me. Okay, bye
Bless
bye.
you, bless you. All right, that's how I want. That's how I want us to talk. Just honestly speak. All right, the documentary that you're referring to, not documentary, the interview you're referring to, Shots in the Dark, we showed it when we began, and I referred to it before. So if that's the same one you're talking to by Sherry Ten Penny, we watched it. We watched a portion of it, and I referred to it earlier. All right. I'm just saying that right now we need to act and we are losing people. And so far, I don't see anybody bringing them back from the dead. That's not impossible, but I'm not seeing any of those miracles yet. So I am erring on the side of caution. Maybe because I lost my mom and dad. I just wouldn't want to see somebody losing their parents who will send them through school. So, yeah, yeah. All right. You know what happened for those couples who are in bed watching together? I will now get out of your way. Single people, go watch this all over again. I'm going to call it a night so families can get out early tomorrow. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here. Have a